I found a calculator app on my fiancée's phone that was actually a secret vault. The password was her ex's birthday. Inside were thousands of messages planning to leave me after the wedding. I printed them as her vows and left them at the altar. Original post: I, 31 male, was supposed to get married yesterday. Keyword, supposed to. My fiancé, 28, and I have been together for 3 years, engaged for 8 months. Wedding was planned for 150 guests, venue booked, deposits paid, dress bought, the whole thing. We'd sunk about $35 into it between both of us. I paid roughly $22 of that. 3 weeks ago I borrowed her phone. Mine was dead, needed to check my work email real quick. She was in the shower. No big deal, we've always been open about phones. Password shared, no secrets. Or so I thought. I unlocked her phone, went to open Chrome and accidentally swiped left instead of right. Brought up her app page. That's when I saw it, a calculator app. But here's the thing, she already had a calculator app, the default iPhone one. This was a different icon, slightly off. Same calculator look, but not quite right. Something in my gut twisted. I'd heard about these vault apps that look like normal apps but hide stuff when you put in the right code. I opened it. Calculator interface came up. I tried the basic calculation that supposedly opened some of these. 1, 2, 3, 4 it equals nothing. Tried her birthday. 0328 equals nothing. Then, I don't know why, but I tried her ex's birthday. The one she dated for 5 years before me. The one she claimed she was totally over. 1050 equals. The screen went black for a second. Then opened to a folder full of text message screenshots, photos, and documents. My hand started shaking. I started reading. The messages went back 6 months. Screenshots of text conversations between her and her ex. Thousands of them. Can't wait until this is over. Then we can finally be together. He's so clueless, Lumeo. Actually thinks I love him. The wedding is just to make my parents happy. Dad said he'd pay off my student loans if I settled down with a good man. After the wedding, I'll give it 6 months, file for divorce, and we can be together. Dad will have already paid the loans. He makes good money. I'll probably get alimony too. My lawyer said I should be fine. I know this sounds awful, but he's like a placeholder. You're who I actually want to be with. This is just financially smart. Message after message, discussing their future together. Her calling me boring, saying I was safe and stable, but not what she really wanted. Making fun of things I'd said, things I'd done, inside jokes about me. Photos of us together, with her captioning them, "Kill me now." Her ex was in on it, encouraging it. They'd been seeing each other the whole time, meeting up when I was at work. The girls' nights she'd been having, not with her friends. I sat on the bathroom floor outside the shower, reading through everything. Felt like I was going to throw up. She came out of the shower. "What's wrong? You look pale." I just stared at her, handed her the phone, vault open. The color drained from her face. "Baby, wait, that's not." "Not what?" "Not exactly what it looks like?" She started crying. The waterworks came on instantly. "It was a mistake. We were just talking. It didn't mean anything. There are 6 months of messages here. Detailed plans to marry me for financial gain and then leave me. That's fraud. That's not a mistake." "No, you're taking it out of context." I was confused. I didn't mean those things. "You called me a placeholder. You said I was clueless. You've been cheating on me for 6 months while planning a wedding." "I haven't been cheating. We just talked." I pulled up one of the messages, read it out loud. "Can't wait to feel you inside me again. It's been too long. Next Tuesday when he's at his conference." I'd been at a conference 3 weeks ago. Tuesday night. "Tell me that's just talking." She crumbled, started full-on sobbing. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It was a mistake. I love you. He means nothing. It was cold feet, wedding jitters. I'll cut him off right now, please. The wedding is in 3 weeks. I know, and I want to marry you, only you. Please, we can work through this." I grabbed my phone charger, my wallet, my keys. "I'm gonna stay at my buddy's place. Don't contact me." "Wait, please. We can fix this." I left. Spent the last 3 weeks at my friend's apartment, reading through everything multiple times, consulting with a lawyer about my options, making a decision. Here's what I learned from the lawyer. What she did isn't technically illegal in our state. Marrying someone under false pretenses isn't fraud unless you lie about specific legal things, identity, existing marriage, etc. Her planning to divorce me quickly for financial gain is scummy but not criminal. I could cancel the wedding, get back whatever deposits were refundable, not many, tell everyone what happened, move on. Or I could let her show everyone who she really is. I called her a week ago, kept my voice neutral. I've been thinking, I overreacted, let's talk. She was ecstatic. Oh my God, yes, thank you, I knew you'd understand. It was just cold feet. I love you so much. We met for coffee. She apologized profusely, swore she'd cut off her ex, said she wanted only me. Cried about how scared she was that I'd leave her. I told her I forgave her, that we'd work through it, that the wedding was still on. She hugged me, kissed me, told me I was amazing, that she'd spend forever making it up to me. I spent the next 2 weeks preparing, went to the print shop, printed out 150 copies of the most damning messages. Full screenshots with timestamps, her number visible, contact names clear, compiled them into a neat little booklet. About 20 pages worth. The cover page said, the vows she actually meant, a collection of text messages between her name and ex's name. I told the wedding coordinator there was a change to the ceremony program, that I'd be distributing special booklets instead of the standard programs. She thought it was sweet, some kind of love letter compilation. Yesterday was the wedding day. I got dressed, showed up at the venue, played the part of the happy groom. Guests arrived. Each one got handed a booklet by the ushers. Most people just tucked them away, figured they'd read them during the boring parts of the ceremony. The ceremony started. She walked down the aisle in her $4,000 dress, smiling, thinking she'd won, thinking she'd fooled me. We got to the altar. Officiant started his speech about love and commitment. Then he got to the vows portion. And now, the groom has prepared something special for his bride. I pulled out my own copy of the booklet from my jacket pocket. Looked at her. Her smile started to falter. I thought about writing traditional vows, I said, loud enough for everyone to hear. But then I realized you'd already written your own vows. Just not to me. I held up the booklet. So I decided to share them with everyone here. Her face went white. She started to reach for me. Don't. Page 1, I continued. A text from 6 months ago where you tell your ex that I'm a placeholder, that you're only marrying me so your dad will pay off your student loans. People started opening their booklets, flipping through pages. I heard gasps from the pews. Page 5 has some nice ones, where you discuss meeting up with him while I was at work. Page 7 has your plans for our honeymoon, which apparently you were going to cut short to fly back and see him. Her mother stood up. What is going on? Your daughter has been planning to divorce me approximately 6 months after today. It's all documented in that booklet. Thousands of messages between her and her ex, including the ones where she admits she's marrying me for money and stability while actually wanting to be with him. The venue erupted. People yelling, her mother screaming, her bridesmaids trying to grab the booklets from guests. I looked at my almost wife. She was crying, shaking, trying to speak but nothing coming out. I found your Vault app, I said quietly, just to her. The calculator one. Password was his birthday, by the way. Might want to be less obvious next time you commit fraud. Then I walked out. Left her at the altar in her expensive dress, surrounded by 150 people who now knew exactly who she was. Drove to the airport, took the honeymoon trip by myself, cashed in both tickets for credit, used it to fly somewhere else entirely. Turned off my phone. That was yesterday. I'm writing this from a hotel room in a city I've never been to before, drinking overpriced minibar whiskey, and honestly, I feel okay. Not great, not terrible, just okay. My phone's been off since the ceremony, probably hundreds of messages waiting, don't care. She wanted a memorable wedding, she got one. Update 1, 4 days later, turned my phone back on this morning. 326 texts, 89 calls, voicemails full. Let me break down the categories. Her, 143 texts ranging from how could you to you're a monster to please talk to me to I'm going to sue you to I still love you. Her mother, 37 texts and multiple voicemails about how I humiliated her daughter and ruined her reputation and how I'm gonna pay for this. Her father, 2 texts, both just said call me when you can. My family, supportive. My mom called to ask if I was okay. My brother texted, legendary bro, absolutely legendary. Friends, split, some thought I went too far, most understood. Her bridesmaids, several angry texts about how I'm abusive and cruel. One of them, though, texted me privately. I knew something was off. She talked about you like you were a job, not a relationship. You did the right thing. Random guests, people I barely knew texting to say they were sorry or that they understood or asking what happens next. And then there were the texts from her ex. Yeah. He reached out. Dude, that was messed up. You didn't have to do that to her. She's devastated. I replied, you were helping her plan to commit marriage fraud. Stay out of my life. Him, it wasn't fraud. She just had doubts. Everyone has doubts. She had a 6-month affair and was marrying me specifically to get her dad to pay off loans before divorcing me. That's not doubts. That's a con. You're just bitter. I blocked him, checked my bank account. The wedding venue charged me a cleaning fee. Apparently several guests got into arguments during the chaos and security had to escort people out. One of her uncles threw a booklet at her cousin who defended me. Whole thing was a disaster. Cost me an extra $800. Worth every penny. Called the hotel where we'd booked the honeymoon suite before I switched my trip. Explained the situation. They were surprisingly cool about it, said they'd heard wedding drama stories, but this was a new one. Refunded the room. Another $2,300 back. Called my lawyer. Told him what happened. He was quiet for a long moment, then said, I can't decide if that was brilliant or insane. Probably both. She could technically sue you for emotional distress or defamation, but given the messages are real and you can prove everything, she'd likely lose. Plus, suing would just make it all public record. My guess is she won't. He was right. She hasn't lawyered up yet. Got a call from her father yesterday. Against my better judgment, I answered, him, I heard what happened. I'm sure you have. My daughter told me her side. I'm sure she did. Did her side include the part where she was planning to use you to pay off her loans, marry me for stability, then divorce me for alimony so she could be with her ex? Long silence. She said you misunderstood some messages. Did she show you the messages? Because I have all of them. I can forward them to you if you'd like to see what you were funding. Another pause. Him. That won't be necessary. Did you pay off her loans yet? I was going to transfer the money this week. Might want to rethink that. I appreciate you telling me what was going on. I'm sorry this happened to you. Thanks. He hung up. Decent guy, honestly. Feel bad for him. His daughter played him too. My friend, whose couch I'd been crashing on before all this, texted, Dude, when are you getting back? We need to talk about what you're doing next. Good question. I'd taken the week off work for the honeymoon. Still had 3 days left. The city I flew to was nice, but I wasn't really present. Just going through motions. Decided to head home, face the music, deal with the fallout. Flew back yesterday. Got to my apartment. It's weird being here. She'd moved some of her stuff in over the last few months. Not everything, but enough that there are gaps now. Her toothbrush holder, her favorite mug, the throw pillows she insisted we needed. I boxed up everything of hers I could find, put it by the door, texted her, your stuff is boxed up. You can pick it up this weekend. Let me know when you're coming so I'm not here. She replied within minutes, can we please talk, face to face? Me, no, you owe me that much. I don't owe you anything. You can get your stuff or I'm donating it. Choose. You're being cruel. I didn't respond. She showed up Saturday with her sister and mother. I stayed at my buddy's place. He went to my apartment to supervise. Texted me updates. Friend, they're here. Mom is pissed. Giving me death glares. Her sister asked where you were. Told her you didn't want to be here. She called you a coward. They're arguing about whose fault this is. Mom blames your ex. Sister blames you. Your ex is crying. They're taking the boxes. Mom just asked if you're keeping the ring. I said, I don't know. The ring, right? I'd completely forgotten about the engagement ring. $8,500. Still have it. Brent, they're gone. Place is clear. Your ex left you a note. I went back to the apartment, found the note on the kitchen counter. I know you hate me. I know I messed up. But what you did was worse. You humiliated me in front of everyone I know. My family is furious with me. I've lost friends. My reputation is destroyed. All because I had some doubts about us. You could have just talked to me. We could have worked through it. Instead, you chose to be vindictive. I hope you're happy with yourself. I hope it was worth ruining my life. Not a single apology. Not a single acknowledgement of what she actually did. Just victim mentality. I crumpled up the note, threw it away. Update 2. 2 weeks later. Things escalated. First, her mother started a phone campaign. Called my mother, crying about how I destroyed her baby's life. My mom, bless her, shut that down fast. Mom, your daughter was committing fraud. My son did what he had to do. Her mother, he humiliated her publicly. There were better ways to handle it. She humiliated herself. She wrote those messages. He just made sure people knew the truth before she could scam him. Her mother hung up on my mom. Then called my brother. He didn't answer. Then came the Facebook post. Her mother wrote a long, detailed post about abusive men who punish women for having cold feet, and publicly shaming your partner is emotional abuse, and how I was controlling and vindictive. Didn't name me directly, but everyone knew who it was about. The comments were mixed. Some of her friends and family rallied around her. Others, including people who were at the wedding and read the booklets, called out the post. One comment that got a ton of likes. She wasn't having cold feet. She was actively planning to commit marriage fraud. There's a difference. Her mother blocked everyone who disagreed with her. My ex started her own campaign. Posted vague quotes about betrayal and learning who your real friends are and surviving narcissistic abuse. Again, didn't name me, but the implication was clear. I was the abuser. She was the victim. Some people bought it. Most people who'd been at the wedding or seen the booklets didn't. Then things got weirder. Her ex, the one she'd been planning to run away with, posted a long thing about supporting the woman he loves through hard times and standing by her side against hatred. Apparently, they were going public with their relationship now. 2 weeks after she was supposed to marry me, someone commented, "Wasn't she engaged to someone else like 2 weeks ago?" He replied, "Sometimes you can't help who you love. We tried to stay apart, but we can't deny our connection anymore." The mental gymnastics were impressive. Then I got a call from an unknown number. Answered it. "Is this my name?" "Who's asking?" "This is law firm name. We're calling on behalf of my ex's name. She'd like to discuss a settlement regarding the emotional distress caused by your actions at the wedding." I laughed. Couldn't help it. "A settlement?" "Yes. Our client has suffered significant emotional harm, damage to her reputation, and potential lost economic opportunities due to your public disclosure of private communications. She's willing to settle for $25,000 to avoid litigation." Let me get this straight. She wants me to pay her $25,000 because I exposed her plan to commit marriage fraud. Our client disputes the characterization of her actions as fraud. The messages were taken out of context. Your public distribution of private communications. Were they private? Because they were about me, about plans that directly affected my life. That's not private. We believe we have grounds for a defamation suit. Defamation requires false statements. Everything in those booklets was true. Direct screenshots of her actual messages. Truth is an absolute defense against defamation. You know this. I know you know this. So either you're a real lawyer billing her by the hour, knowing this will go nowhere, or you're her cousin pretending to be a lawyer. Which is it? Pause. Our offer stands. You have 1 week to respond. They hung up. I called my lawyer, told him about the call. "Lawyer, they're bluffing. No legitimate attorney would take that case. It's probably a friend or family member trying to scare you. Ignore it." Me, "And if they do sue?" Lawyer, "Then we countersue for the cost of the wedding, emotional distress, fraud, and anything else we can think of. She'd be opening herself up to way more legal trouble than you." I doubt she's that stupid. He was right. The lawsuit never materialized. But the harassment didn't stop. Her bridesmaids started leaving negative reviews on my business's website. I'm a freelance consultant. Didn't name me directly, just vague complaints about unethical practices and can't be trusted. I reported them to the platform. Most got taken down for being fake reviews with no transaction history. One of her cousins showed up at my apartment building. Building manager called me. "Manager, there's a woman in the lobby saying she needs to talk to you. Says it's urgent. Should I let her up?" Me. "What does she look like?" He described her. Her cousin. The one who'd been particularly vocal on social media. "No, she's not welcome here. If she doesn't leave, call the police." "You got it." She apparently left after he told her the police were being called. Then my ex herself showed up, Caught me leaving for the gym. She was waiting by my car. We need to talk. No, we don't. Please. 5 minutes. I have nothing to say to you. Fine. Then listen. What you did was unforgivable. You had no right. I had every right. You were planning to defraud me, to use me. Everything I did was legal. Everything you did was manipulative and wrong. I made a mistake. People make mistakes. For 6 months? That's not a mistake. That's a calculated plan. I would have stopped. I was confused. You were confused about whether to keep lying to me or just go ahead and marry me anyway before running off with your ex? Yeah, real confusing. I deserve to be confronted privately, not humiliated in public. You deserve to have everyone who was about to watch you make fraudulent vows know the truth. They deserve to know who they were celebrating. I gave them that information. You're heartless. I'm not the one who called my fiancé a placeholder. I'm not the one who mocked him to my affair partner. I'm not the one planning to use him for money. She started crying. Again. I loved you. No, you didn't. You loved what I could provide. There's a difference. I got in my car and drove away. Watched her in the rearview mirror, standing in the parking lot, crying. Felt nothing. Final update. 6 weeks later, life has settled into a new normal. Figured I'd post one last update since people keep asking. The harassment mostly stopped. Her mother blocked me on everything. My ex stopped trying to contact me after the parking lot encounter. Her bridesmaids moved on to whatever drama comes next. Got a formal letter from an actual lawyer 2 weeks ago. Not a lawsuit, just a letter requesting I remove her contact information from the booklets if I had any remaining copies and cease any further distribution. Reasonable request. I didn't have any more copies anyway. The print shop deleted the order after printing, so I just had my lawyer send back a letter confirming I wouldn't distribute anything further. That was the end of it legally. Financially, the wedding debacle cost me about $18,000 total after refunds. She'd contributed $3,000. Her father was supposed to contribute $10,000 but pulled that after learning what she'd done. So the vendors came after both of us for the remaining balances. We each paid half of what was owed. I got my $18K loss, she got her $11K loss. Her $3K original contribution plus her half of what wasn't covered. Venue, caterer, and photographer were the big ones that wouldn't refund anything. The engagement ring? I sold it. Got $6,200 for it. Basically a $2,300 loss, but better than keeping it. Use that money to take an actual vacation. Somewhere tropical. Spent a week reading books on a beach and not thinking about any of this. Came back refreshed. Started therapy. My therapist said I showed signs of betrayal trauma, which makes sense. Also said my revenge, while dramatic, wasn't technically unhealthy given the circumstances. Just needed to make sure I processed the actual hurt, not just the anger. Working on that. My ex, according to mutual friends, the few that still exist, moved in with her ex-boyfriend, the one she'd been planning to leave me for. They're apparently madly in love now. Her student loans are still unpaid. Her father didn't pay them off. She's been complaining about the payments on social media. Some of her friends dropped her after everything came out. Others stuck by her, but even they admit it was messed up what she did. Even if they think my response was extreme, my family's been great. Mom checks in weekly. Brother took me out for beers and told me he was proud of how I handled it. Dad just nodded and said, "You did what you had to do." Work's been good. Business picked up actually. Turns out having a reputation for not tolerating nonsense is attractive to certain clients. I'm not dating. Not ready. Probably won't be for a while. Trust issues are real. The idea of letting someone that close again, giving them that much power to hurt me. Not there yet. But I'm okay. Really. Genuinely okay. Someone asked me in a DM if I regret the altar thing. If I think it was too far? Honest answer? No. Could I have handled it differently? Sure. Could have just canceled the wedding privately. Told people we broke up. Let her save face, but she would have lied. Told everyone I was the problem. Spun some story about me being controlling or abusive or whatever. Made herself the victim. By showing everyone the truth up front, by putting her own words in her own handwriting out there, I made sure the truth was undeniable. No he said, she said. Just facts. Was it dramatic? Absolutely. Was it petty? Maybe. Was it satisfying? In the moment? Yes. But more importantly, it was honest. And after months of her dishonesty, of her manipulation, of her planning to use me, honesty felt necessary. The people who needed to know the truth knew it. The people who wanted to believe her version would have believed it anyway, regardless of when or how I exposed her. I chose to expose her in a way that was dramatic and undeniable. That's on me. I own it. But I don't regret it. She made her choices. I made mine. She has to live with hers now, just like I have to live with mine, and I'm living fine. Thanks for following this mess. Time to close this chapter and move forward.